Hi, I'm Bruce, and today I'm going to show you how to use a branding iron. Branding irons are a common way to mark your work. They've been used for years and years, and a quality branding iron can last a lifetime. If for some reason I don't cover a question that you have, be sure to leave that below. This particular one is from Cranford Design Works. These guys are actually out of Columbus, Mississippi, which is pretty local to me, so I like that fact, but the quality of work is top-notch and they ship anywhere, so it's definitely worth checking them out. A common question I hear from people who aren't familiar with branding irons is, how hot do I need to get it for it to mark well, but to not really burn my workpiece? I've found that it doesn't take longer than about 2 to 5 seconds, depending on the material. So for the hardwoods that I've used, like walnut, maple, pecan, it took holding it closer to that 4 or 5 second range to get a nice dark char on there. For something like the cardboard, it was almost just press it for a second or two and then release. And the leather was pretty fast as well. Once I got this nice and hot, it never took longer than about 2 seconds to really singe the leather. So what different materials can you use a branding iron on? Most people think in the woodworking space that you only use it to brand your woodworking items. Well, it can also be used on leather, different types of leather. You can definitely use it on your wood projects. You can stamp, on any different number of woods, hardwoods, softwoods, all of those work just fine. Another thing that people don't think of is cardboard. It's very easy to heat this up and leave a quick brand on a cardboard box of some sort. Actually, when Cranford Design Works sent this to me, it had their brand on 2 sides of the box, and I thought that was just a nice touch for an item that they shipped out. I took the piece to the table saw to take off the harsh corners before starting to turn it on the lathe. This is a flame heated branding iron. The 2 major types of branding irons are flame heated, and then some are electric, to where you plug them in and they distribute a certain amount of heat. It's probably, if you're doing a lot of branding, that one is going to be a little more consistent. I like the idea of just heating this up every once in a while and marking some of my work. I turned 2 handles at the same time here. One was for a burnisher and one was for this branding iron. If you want to see more details about how I turn and some of my process, check out some of my other videos where I go more into detail about that. I roughed up the inside of the ferrule with a little bit of 80 grit sandpaper so that the epoxy would have a little more bite. Then I mixed up some epoxy and secured it to the handle. It is recommended to drill about half as deep as the length of your overall handle. After I drilled it out, I sanded all the way through the grits and then applied a few coats of lacquer with a paper towel. As you just heard, for this steel rod, I drilled out a 3/8 inch hole and it was quite a good friction fit. They actually make it to where you can swap out the head here so that it can be used on a handle like I have there, or you can take this out, put a shorter handle that they also send in here, tighten that down, and you can take this to your drill press and put it in your drill press and press on items, or you can actually use a major press, a serious press for pressing leather or other items. If you're going to be using a ton of pressure, it's actually recommended not to use your drill press. You could break it because it's not meant for that much pressure, like trying to press into hardwoods or something. It's not going to do well for that. As I'm heating it and I flash the propane torch across it, you can kind of see an iridescent shadow appear quickly once the heat is about where it needs to be. I don't know a better way to describe it than that, but I think you will recognize when you see that. At that point, it is heated pretty well, at least to do one brand that I've found. If you would like to order one of these, my viewers get 10% off by clicking the link below and ordering from Cranford Design Works. Be sure when you see the How Did You Hear About Us to select Bruce A. Ulrich. That is what will get you the 10% off. Depending on when you're watching this video, this is a limited offer, so I don't know how long it will be good, but go pick one up. These are good guys. The quality is excellent, and I definitely recommend it. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you have any other questions that I didn't cover in this video, be sure to leave those below. I'm liking this so far. I've only used it a little bit, but I plan to get a lot more use out of this and brand all of my projects. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.